Hey, this is Dave Rudden from OXM. I'm here with Ken Below, Digital Brand Manager on Sonic 4. To start, why don't you get us up to speed on the story in Sonic 4 Episode 2?
As we all know now, the Sonic CD, we are actually using it as a prequel to the whole Sonic 4 saga. So I'm not simply saying canon-wise Sonic 4 takes place immediately after Sonic CD, but the events of CD have taken place prior to the Sonic 4 saga, Eps 1 and Ep 2. And really with Episode 2, we're going to sort of unveil what the whole story is. You're going to see what the tie-ins are to Sonic CD. You're going to see what the significance was of the zones and the story in Episode 1, really. And the first sort of hint that people are going to get at is we've teamed up with Archie Comics. And in Sonic's Super Special number 3, that's going to be coming out this May, you're going to be able to, in the back of the comic, get sort of like a mini-comic that sort of tells that prequel story to Episode 2. So it tells what happens between Ep 1 and Ep 2, fills that little gap, and then you dive right into Ep 2.
So what can you tell us about the level design and the level choices that will be in this game, since it will be taking place sort of along the lines of Sonic?
Sure. We have 3 brand new zones, 2 of them that have been released. We have Sylvania Castle Zone, which is sort of like a castle in the middle of a lake. We've got White Park Zone, which is sort of like this white snow mountain carnival roller coaster zone. And then we've got 2 more. One zone we will be bringing back from the classic Sonic trilogy, 1, 2, 3, Sonic and Knuckles. The story makes for that zone to come back and make a return, and it's actually one of my favorite zones. So I'm, of course, on a personal level, I'm very happy that it comes back. But it makes total sense why that zone's there. And then, of course, you know, we've got, a final zone, essentially.
So why don't you tell us a bit about, now that you've got Tails in the game, what sort of things you can do with him in single player and multiplayer?
Sure. So single player, the great thing about it is Tails is always with you. You're going to play as Sonic, Tails is with you, and you get to enjoy all of the benefits that the new collaborative moves are. And if you play with your buddy, you're going to be able to do even more, obviously, because it's always more fun to play with a friend. One thing is we took a look at the interaction between Sonic and Tails. And in the original trilogy, Tails' interaction with Sonic was really limited to, for example, Sonic would be able to fly with Tails, right? Tails picks Sonic up, he takes him to a ledge. Here, we're allowing you to really dive further into it. He does a combo roll now, which is a much more powerful attack. So badniks that normally take 3 or 4, hits to sort of destroy, they can do it all at once together. And then, of course, one of the really cool elements for me is now Sonic can grab Tails' hands, and he uses the tails as a propeller underwater, and he's more like a submarine. And he can definitely maneuver and go faster underwater than you've ever been able to go before. So I think it's really cool that we've just taken that to a completely new level. And, of course, when you're playing with your friends, you get to enjoy all these collaborative moves together.
Almost 2 years since the first episode came out. Have you been able to use that time to address some of the flaws that fans and critics
We absolutely have. I mean, one of the really cool things about Episode 1 was it did very well for us commercially, and we reinvested into Episode 2, and we had a bigger budget with Episode 2, so we could do more stuff. So, here comes a new graphical engine that looks really cool, and a new physics engine. And some of the things that fans requested was definitely changes in the physics. That has to be the number one thing that fans requested, besides having Tails in Episode 2. But essentially, the idea is that it's got a lot more forward momentum. One of the other elements is Sonic jumping. So in Ep 1, if you jump to a Sonic and you stop putting input to the right on the analog stick, he would jump, and at the arc of the jump, when you stop putting that input, he would just drop like a rock. Now, as long as you have forward momentum going, he will continue the jump, even if you leave the controller alone. So those are big changes that are going to make you feel more like the Genesis days.
So do you have a release date or window set for the game yet?
Yes, we actually are going to be releasing it this spring. It's going to be coming out on Xbox, PlayStation, all the iOS, iPhone, iPad, iTouch, Android, and of course Windows Mobile 7. And we've definitely taken a look at each one of these devices. And one of the cool things about it is that the Windows Mobile 7 and the Xbox are going to be able to work in tandem in ways that are really completely new. So when you pick up the Windows Mobile 7, you'll be able to play Sonic Episode 2. Save it, stop, boot up your 360, and pick up right where you left off. And that is a really cool thing that Microsoft has going between their devices, and I'm a huge fan of it, so I'm looking forward to fans enjoying that feature.